Our faculty and staff believe in work, hard work, and they truly exhibit a spirit that is not afraid.
War Eagle.
Go crazy, Cadillac! Go crazy!
I mean, who don't want to come to Auburn?
Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back! Auburn wins!
We're about excellence and innovation.
This is Auburn being Auburn.
I believe in Auburn.
War Eagle.
And love it.
Listen, we're a football school, but we're also an everything school.
War Eagle Auburn fans, and welcome to the Everything Auburn podcast, which we record right here from the Heyday Market on the Plains. I'm your host, Auburn Communications Director Preston Sparks, and this is the place for learning all about the amazing people, places, traditions, and hard work that sets Auburn apart from the rest. Seinfeld was a show about nothing, but this is a podcast about everything Auburn. With this segment, we're going to delve into the great work of the Lowder Center for Family Business and Entrepreneurship. We have with us Joshua Sahib, Managing Director of the Center and the Harbert College of Business, who's going to detail for us the ways in which this initiative is combining outreach programming and academic studies to address the needs of family businesses and more. Really appreciate you being here, Josh. Thanks so much.
Yeah, excited to be on.
Well, let's start things off first by talking about the program, how it got its start, maybe just a quick overview of the center's goals.
Yeah, sure. So the Lowder Center's been operational actually since at least 2015. And it's undergone some different changes over the years. A lot of universities will only have a single entrepreneurial center, but Auburn actually has two. So the Lowder Center is more at the early stage of the pipeline. It's focused on folks who are still more at the idea stage, folks that may not yet have a product, may not yet have revenue. And in the fall and spring, we're focused primarily on the student population. Then over the summers, we focus more on community outreach. And I think you'll see with a lot of universities, they're really focused on trying to find that next Google, the high tech, it's going to be this patentable idea. And with the Lowder Center, we try to focus more on those micro businesses, the bakers, the lawn care businesses, those family businesses, and fostering the creation of those because those are the real economic drivers for our state as a whole. And as the entrepreneurs that I serve, they get further along in their journeys, we do have a separate center, the New Venture Accelerator, and those entrepreneurs can find additional support and guidance and workspace from their entrepreneurs and residents over there. Overall, I think it's a fabulous ecosystem that's supporting entrepreneurs really throughout their whole journeys and regardless of what type of business they're pursuing.
I know this initiative is a great, strong example of the land-grant mission at work, right? So tell us a little bit more, if you will, maybe about the specifics of the program, any details about how it's implemented in the community.
So generally, this center provides coaching and guidance for entrepreneurs, and it's no charge, it's all confidential, and that's whether you're a student or a community member. I've also pioneered a few major programs. So every fall, we run an event called the Auburn Ideas Jam. It's a low barrier pitch competition. So there's multiple pitch booths, and there's a prize winner at each booth. Thereby, that greatly increases the chance of the participants being able to earn funding versus you may have a larger competition with 50 participants and only first, second, third prize. Here you may have 10 or 11 booths and there's a $1,000 prize winner, for example, at each booth. So I think that's something that's pretty unique. Every spring, we run a Business Builders Bash event where participants actually start with an idea, and over the course of the weekend, they build that idea into an actual business. It's a really fun hackathon-type vibe. Meals are provided throughout the weekend, and actually, one of my previous companies started at a similar event. I think it's a great opportunity for folks to really kind of get their hands involved with that entrepreneurial journey in a low barrier way. And so I think that's something that's pretty unique. And then every summer I run an intensive workshop series. It's geared more towards disadvantaged entrepreneurs. And that program is actually based off of an initiative out of Notre Dame. And it looks at entrepreneurship as a means to help lift folks out of poverty. And so I think that's something that's really special to be able to bring to our state. In addition to all of those efforts, I do occasional one-off workshops, topics ranging from AI tools for your business to growing your online presence. So there's lots of ways that folks can get involved and get some of these entrepreneurial learnings.
I love all of that. So how do you qualify for assistance through the center?
with the center, you're able to really participate in any of these programs, whether you're a student or a community member. I've done partnerships with local chambers, with local public libraries to try to get some of that outreach. I will say that, my center doesn't have the resources to write out your entire business plan for you or walk through and handhold as you try to file your LLC paperwork, for example. What we try to do is, answer questions, find out what the needs are, and if it's appropriate, I can refer you to other resource providers in the area, or I can try to provide some of that coaching and support to really uplift you on your entrepreneurial journey.
So let's talk about success stories now. Any great examples you would list looking back on the past?
Yeah, so I've had, multiple students on the student side that have gone from really kind of a rough idea into an actual business. It's formed as a real company. They've got actual sales under my tutelage. Most recently, there was a student that came in, I think it was at the beginning of the fall semester, and by the end of the semester, they had an up-and-running dog training business with repeat clients that were coming through. His girlfriend was in the vet program here at Auburn, and so it was really kind of a family affair. And they got to have that entire journey over the course of one semester. So I thought that was a great example. On the community side, over 70% of the participants have either been women or from an underrepresented demographic category. And along the way, we've helped single mothers launch their own businesses. I've helped existing businesses ranging from restaurants to a trucking company to kind of better organize their finances. And I really strive with a lot of the work that I do to provide that practical advice. I'm not just going to say, hey, you've got some financial questions, go get QuickBooks and good luck to you. I'm going to try to provide a spreadsheet. I'm going to try to provide some resources that they can utilize and adapt for their business in a real practical way.
That's amazing. This really is Auburn at work, right, in the community.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. All right, now let's turn the attention to your own journey here to Auburn. Talk a little bit about, sort of how long you've been here on the Plains, what you teach here at Auburn, how you became involved with the Lowder Center.
Yeah, so I've actually been an entrepreneur myself. I've started a video production company making educational videos for children, a software company for craft breweries, technology and beer, great industry to be in. And I've actually worked on an AI startup as well. So I've kind of lived it, right? I've hired people, fired people, raised money, and I've actually won both local and statewide entrepreneurship competitions. So I try to leverage all of those experiences to help other budding entrepreneurs. Prior to coming to Auburn, I served as assistant director for an entrepreneurship center at a university, and we had about 30 startups operating out of that building. It's been about 2.5 years since I've come to Auburn, and in addition to running the Lowder Center, I also teach an Essentials of Entrepreneurship course, and I lead an entrepreneurship internship course.
Such a great resource for the community, but I know also for our students, right? So maybe if you could detail a little bit about sort of how students get involved with the center.
Yeah, so there's actually a ton of ways the students can get involved. Whenever I first came here, I actually launched a student entrepreneurship club. So any students out there, you can go to AU Involve and find the student entrepreneurship club. And that's a really low barrier way for you to get involved if you're interested in entrepreneurship. Of course, they can also participate in some of these major programs that I've mentioned earlier, or some of the programs run by our partner, the New Venture Accelerator. They run programs such as the Tiger Cage competition. More broadly, we're always striving to grow the Entrepreneurship Minor. So it requires 15 credit hours, but it's open to any major across campus. And one thing we realized is the best businesses, they need some level of diverse skills and subject matter expertise. And so towards that end, we've started partnering with some different units across campus, including math, biology, honors, and we're expanding those partnerships to say some of those upper level courses can count towards an entrepreneurship minor. So you may do 2 entrepreneurship courses over in the College of Business. You may do 2 or 3 additional math courses and still earn an entrepreneurship minor instead of having to do all 15 credit hours within the College of Business. If there are any faculty that are interested in maybe partnering with us, we'd love to see more disciplines get involved with this partnership, and they're welcome to reach out to me directly. students that do end up signing up for the minor and they get enrolled in our courses, they've got some unique opportunities. So in the essentials class that I teach, I brought this kind of, I feel like, an innovative approach where I offer a micro startup assignment. I actually give a small cash stipend to each student, and they get some real world experience with entrepreneurship. Right now it's only $10. I'm hoping we'll get a donor in and we can expand that to 20 or more. And so they are growing that $10 into as much as they can. They're having to think about unit costs, sales, marketing, all of these things. I've seen students bake cookies, sell golf balls, go to thrift stores, do video production, all sorts of things. Some of these students have turned that $10 into hundreds and hundreds of dollars,
Wow.
which is a great return on their investment and really flexing their entrepreneurial muscles. Nice. Additionally, I also, if they're in the minor, I offer an internship course. And so students can actually earn college credit while they're building their own business. I've had students launch apps to the App Store. Students go from an idea to getting their first sale. Students formalize as a proper LLC, all while getting college credit along the way. And throughout, we customize the project so it's really going to help that business advance. It's not kind of a one-size-fits-all model. It's what's going to really help your business the most over the course of this semester. So any students interested in that would have to be in the minor, and then they would meet with me and I'd approve them into the internship course so they could move forward with that.
So I always like to end a podcast with a call to action. If you could, tell us how people can get engaged with the center.
Yeah, so the best way to get involved is to just show up, participate in some of these programs. Right now, there's this broader entrepreneurial resource group throughout the area, and I'm developing an entrepreneurial calendar system so they can not only find out about events through the Lowder Center, but also with the New Venture Accelerator, the Chambers, and some of the other local resource providers. So that's going to be one great resource. I'm also working on an email list where folks can sign up if they want to get reminders about different Lowder Center programs and events that we've got coming up. And so they can just visit the Lowder Center page on the Harbert website, and they can go there to learn more and access some of these different resources.
All right. Is there anything else you'd like to add for our listeners?
So this is a little bit preliminary, but since you're putting it out there, something that is kind of a big goal for this coming year as we come into 2024 is I'm hoping to launch a startup studio. And a common challenge that I see is entrepreneurs will have a great idea, but they don't have the technical skills to actually build out their prototype. So with this startup studio concept, the Lowder Center would actually have a team, primarily students, that would take on clients and they would build out deliverables. Those could range from a website to a database to financial models to full-on apps. And so then those entrepreneurs that we're serving, those clients that we're serving, they can be much more successful with their fundraising and their growth path and securing their early customers if they actually have some prototypes that are developed for them. To my knowledge, this would be the first university-affiliated program of this nature in the whole state. And I'm actually working on some grant funds to be able to make all of this happen. Perhaps I could come back next year and share more about how this program has grown. And it's something that I'm really excited about coming into this year.
Yeah, we definitely love to have you back on the podcast. And we just really appreciate you being here today, Josh, joining the podcast and enlightening us on all things entrepreneurs. We really appreciate it. Hope everyone listening learned a few new things, grew their knowledge of everything Auburn. Make sure to check back on our show for future episodes as we continue to look at everything that makes Auburn so special. War Eagle.
War Eagle. Thanks so much.